Hey everyone, Mrs. Holmes here. We missed out on our gnome craft because of the virtual day on Thursday. So here we go. I'm going to show you how to make it so that you can take one home. So teachers, before we begin, if you need to pause this video, go ahead, pause it, let the kids finish, and then you can resume playing. So everybody, check to make sure you have what you need. So you need a gray sock. This is for the body. You're going to need a colorful sock for the hat. You need a piece of felt. You need a template. Now the templates, I don't have enough for one for everyone, so we will probably have to share this. You need a red pom-pom, a rubber band, scissors, glue, and then you have some Q-tips today for the glue instead of my regular glue brushes. So the very first step to this project, oh, I almost forgot, we also need the stuffing. So your teacher will give you the stuffing. So your first step is to take your sock, the gray one, and you are going to stuff it until you reach the heel of your sock. So the part that's curved, where your heel goes. So stuff that stuffing inside. Now you also want to make sure that you're just taking one handful at a time to do this. If you take more than a handful, it's really hard to get the stuffing on the inside. So I'm just going ahead and sticking the whole hand in there to stuff this sock. Almost there, almost there. Now you may also want to make sure that the bottom of your sock, where your toes usually goes, is just a little bit wider than the top. It just kind of ends up a little better that way. You can kind of like squish this around to get it to be where you want it to go. Okay, so now once we've done that, I have stuffed it to just about the heel. Then I'm going to take my rubber band and I'm going to wrap it around the top of the sock, right at the top of the stuffing. So I'm tying this tight. We don't want any of that stuffing to come out. That should be pretty good. Okay, then your next step is to take your scissors. And if you have like regular kid school scissors, this might take a little bit of elbow grease, but you are going to cut the end of your sock off. Ta-da! Now this part, don't throw this away. I need this. Make sure your teacher gets it. I want to use it for future craft projects. So put that to the side. So now we have this, and this is going to become the body of our gnome. Now we need to make a gnome beard. So you're going to take your felt and your little template here, and you can use a marker for this. It doesn't have to be Sharpie, just a regular magic marker will work, but you're going to trace around the template. And then cut out your beard. I will pause and be back when I get that done. Ta-da! My beard is done. So now, if you look down at your beard and you notice that you can still see some of that marker showing and you don't want that to show up on your gnome, then just make sure that you put your glue on the side with the marker. So I'm going to take my Q-tip and dip it in my glue here, and when I brush on my glue, I only need to glue the edges. I do not need to put this glue everywhere. We just need it on the outside. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Your Q-tip might start to fall apart here a little bit. Just kind of be gentle with it. It's not as good as our glue brushes. Alright, so notice that I am not putting glue along the inside. I don't need it. I just need the outside. All right, ta-da! Now, for this gnome, we want to make sure that we have a little bit of the body showing at the bottom. So when I put this beard on, my points go towards the bottom, but I want to come up a little bit so that when I put my beard on, I see a little bit of his body down here at the bottom. Okay. Next step, beard is done, we need to add a hat. Now we don't need this entire length of sock. So what I'm gonna do, and actually it's curved, so we don't really want that either. So I'm gonna take the scissors and cut the heel and that top part off of my sock. So you end up with a little part like that. Now this part, if we leave it just like this, it's going to fray a little bit and you might see some threads start to come out. So when I put this on my gnome, I'm just going to kind of tuck this under so that we don't see the edge. I'm just kind of folding it on the inside. And then I can take this and put it up over the top of my gnome's head. And we do want this to come down and cover up the beard. Now it might look like your beard's not sticking, but it's liquid glue, so it doesn't dry right away. You might have to let it sit for a little bit. So once we have that, your last step is to attach your little nose for your pom-pom. So the best way to do this is actually just dip that right in the glue. Get a pretty good glob on there, like you can see, and just stick it down underneath the hat. And then we let this dry, and ta-da! You have a gnome! Woohoo! All right, I hope you had fun, and I hope you have a fabulous Christmas break. I will see ya.